what's happening, everybody? So I've got at least 2 missions in today's video. The first one is I'm gonna have my dessert before my dinner. I'm gonna drill a hole in my roof. I'm gonna install this fantastic fan. And the second one is I'm gonna build some templates for the Luan that's gonna go on the walls of this thing. And I'm gonna do that with this, I'm stretching out my mic, this paper here. I tried it with newspaper, but it was just too thin and too easy to get wrong. So this stuff is nice and thick, and I think it's gonna work. This is red rosin paper, Paper Rouge de Coloraphone, easy mask stuff. I got for like 10 bucks at Home Depot. So I'm gonna get started on removing the old vent and cutting a big old hole for the new one. This is gonna be fun. All right, so the first step in removing this, I believe it's a 6-inch or 5.5 or 5 3/4 or something. Maybe it's a 6.5-inch. I don't know. This vent line vent, which did not pull nearly enough air for a single vent. This kind of thing would be great for like a kitchen or maybe a bathroom, but for the only vent that I have, it's just not enough. So I'm just gonna unscrew this thing and pull it out, and I think I'm gonna grab my cordless. So the other thing I didn't like about this vent is it was really loud. It's louder than the fantastic fan that I got, even on high. I was surprised how loud it is, but it never did leak. The way I sealed it was really good. It never leaked, and I could even have it open with the fan on when it was raining, as long as it wasn't some crazy tropical storm, 60-mile-an-hour stuff like I had in New Orleans. It would it could be on in the rain, and it was just fine. Wow. Right, the sealant that I used is really good stuff, because this is proving really hard to remove. I think that if yeah, there we go. Now I'm breaking the sealant a little bit. I'll show you what I used in a minute when I install the new one. God, this stuff is just unreal. So as you can see, some water got through the screw hole areas, and it had a little bit of rust going on. Check this out. Look at all this. It all came through the screw holes, and it looks like it collected around this area. There's a little bit of surface rust in there, but not too bad. Huh. That's interesting. So that means that this time I need to do a much better job of sealing over the screw holes for this thing. Okay, a lot of people are worried about installing fantastic fans because you have to cut this out and part of this one. It looks like it's going to go up to about right here, which is about right in the middle. So some of this support will still be left, but there's not another support until all the way up there. But I'm not really worried about it. There's still going to be a little bit here, and I'm not keeping my bike on the roof anymore, so I'm not going to be going up there for any reason. There's no reason why this has to be super strong, and yeah, it's going to be okay without the cross support that's right here and half the one that's right here. You can kind of see how it's right here. It's just going to trim about half of this one off. It'll be okay. I'd rather have a kind of a weak roof, that there's no reason that this needs to be super reinforced, than be way too hot like I was last summer. So yeah, there very well may be a better way to do this, but the way I'm doing it is just lining it up on top. Good. Is it? But basically I measured this point, which is going in from the very back of the rubber. So let's see if that lines up. Yeah, that should be about right. So now what I'm going to do is drill a little hole through this and measure from that point all the way back here and drill a hole there. All right, so here's the main hole. It does not quite fit And as you can see, this part, it didn't, I wasn't able to cut that out all the way. These side ones, I needed just a little bit more trimming, but I'd rather it be a little bit too small than too big. So what I'm gonna do, and by the way, this is floppy right here. So losing that support right here did make a difference. This is a good gap where water can get underneath, so I'll have to make sure to seal that really well. But adding this in will add more strength to it. All right, so I can't find any sandpaper anywhere. I ended up cleaning up this edge with the skill saw. This part is not going to be able to be done with the skill saw, so I'm going to bust out the Sawzall and clean that up and just this little edge and see how it fits. And this is not a skill saw, it's a brand skill. I don't know why I called it that. This is a jigsaw. All right, there it is. I went a little overkill right here. That's okay because the flange on this thing sticks over quite a bit. So when I was trying to orient this thing to figure out which way it goes before, I want the top hinge to open this way back. Let's see how this fits. Still a little tight. Okay, so now it's front to back. That's a little tight. So I'm gonna trim this down just a tiny, tiny bit with the jigsaw. All right, let's see how that fits. Okay, I'm gonna trim this side and this side just a tiny bit more. And there it is. It fits. Now I gotta clean this up and bust out the sealant and get the sealing. Okay, that was not recording the whole time. That sucks, but I'm just gonna show you what I did. I did a heavy bead of this clear silicone that's flexible and permanent and mold proof. And I did a nice thick line of it around here, and then on the fan itself I did a line in the corner here and a line around the outside and around each screw hole. So I'm just going to set this thing in and get to the next. Alright, so the next step is just to smooth out all the sealant that's bulging off the ends and kind of push it into the crack. And then use a paper towel and wipe off the excess. So obviously these open screws, water will be able to get in through them easily, just like it did with the last vent. So what I'm going to do is after this stuff sets, probably tomorrow or something, I'm going to come in and tighten these down all the way. And then I'm either going to get more of this clear, I just used the whole tube of sealant on this thing pretty much. So I might actually get some of that strip stuff that I see on RVs. I might go to an RV store and get some of the strip to go over it, just so that no water can get in, and that'll also keep them from loosening up. But I'm gonna get away from the smelly stuff and yeah, start cleaning out the back. So I'm not absolutely thrilled about how much this thing sticks up. It's pretty damn obvious that there's a roof vent on this. But lots of people put roof vents on their vans, so I don't think it's that big of a deal. The lid's going to be white. I just put another coat of Plasti Dip on it. The next two parts of this install are the wiring, and I don't have any of my other wiring set up in this thing, so I'm not going to worry about that right now. But the other part is this, whoa, I just almost fell. This cover that goes in here. Obviously it's going to have to be cut down quite a bit, and I'm not going to worry about this right now either, because I'm going to be putting Luan and stuff on the roof and or on the ceiling, I guess. So I'll figure out what length I need to cut that to later. The very last part that I'm going to do right now is there was foam in here, and I was using this 1-inch, whatever this stuff's called, I forget what it's called. So basically I'm just going to set it up in there and cut it to fit and call it good. Okay, so on to the next part. Now this center ridge and this part and this and all down here, this is, see, this thing is so three-dimensional. There's different parts sticking out at different levels, but this is the top level, this is the top level, and then all the way back here is the top level, which is also down here. So this level is the same as this one. So all in here is lower, so I have to fill this with something when I put the paper on, otherwise it's going to sink in and it's going to throw off all my measurements. And then this part sticks out even farther, so I have to cut out a little square to go around that to make it fit right. This is really kind of difficult, actually. Yeah, this is going to be really tricky with this paper. I almost wish that I had not bought it and at least had not opened it, because I already opened it and cut the right length out, which is right here. I can't return it now. I'm not sure what to do now. I either have to fill this gap in to make it the same height as this one, or what else can I do? Oh man, this is rough. Yeah, I think this would have been better off just doing cardboard at first. Yeah, I'm just going to fill in these with something. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Alright, so I got super lucky, and the foam that came with the Fantastic Fan is just about the perfect thickness. It's just a little bit short, but it'll work. So I cut it and put it up and filled all these gaps. I left some small spots, but those don't matter. This is not a job for someone with a bad back, I'll tell you that. So now it's lay the paper up at the right height and tape the hell out of it up there, and then cut out the sides, and then start moving it down and cut out the wheel well and cut out the fuel cap and cut it for the perfect shape for this thing. Alright, there it is. It's done. So on the wheel well, I went around, and it's pretty close to the wheel well. I think I'm going to cut this, cut it out a little bit more. All of this on the bottom is going to be covered up. This is mainly to keep the insulation on the inside, and the wood itself will be a little bit of insulation. And then I'm going to have cabinets running this whole way down. So I want stuff to go into wood and not just open insulation. So yeah, these little down in here, the main thing is I just want it to fit. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. You're not going to be able to see this at all. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to do the same process that I did on this wall on that one real quick. And this was super simple. I thought it was going to take quite a while to do, but it was really, really easy. And the purpose of doing the cardboard next is so that you have something that's more rigid to test to make sure that it fits just right. I think I might just do it with the Luan and just cut a little big and trim down if I have to, like I did with the roof vent. It might not be the most efficient way, but it might actually be more time efficient. Partly because I don't have any cardboard. I'd have to go get some. And by the time I went and got some, I might as well have just trimmed the Luan. The other thing is it doesn't have to be perfect. Because like I said, all the stuff's going to be covered up. It's a structural thing, as well as a bit of insulation. But yeah, thanks guys for watching. Give me a big thumbs up, drop a comment, and let me know what you think. And if you have any suggestions for ways I could do it better to help other people. So, love you, sir.